Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Karon Beach, as always, and delighted you've been able to tune in with us yet again for another show. Now, before we do get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and give us an old share on social media if you can. Now, if you like listening to us on a podcast player, there's a link down below in the description, which will take you to a website where a vast array of podcast players can be found. And finally, if you want to support the show, if you like the show, a couple of ways you can do it. The first way is just to become a channel member, and you can do so through YouTube, or alternatively you can also buy us a coffee on buymeacoffee.com, link also down below in the description. And finally, if you want to follow us on TikTok or Instagram, links are also down below there. On TikTok, we're doing short versions of these videos, so you'll get them for a minute 30, and you can subscribe and follow us there as well. It's proven to be quite popular and a great way to get your news in the evening time. So now that's all done and dusted, let's jump into the top stories doing the rounds here in Thailand today. Chinese remain top buyers of Thai condos for 6 consecutive years. The Real Estate Information Centre has released a comprehensive report on condominium transfers in Thailand for the year 2023, highlighting the growing significance of foreign buyers in the market, with Chinese nationals maintaining their position as the most active purchasers for 6 consecutive years. In 2023, the number of condominiums transferred to foreign ownership increased by 13.5% to 14,449 units, with a total value of 7.31 billion baht, representing a 24% increase from the previous year. Chonburi and Bangkok emerged as the preferred locations for foreign buyers, accounting for 41% and 38% of purchases, respectively. The top nationalities by number of units transferred to foreign ownership in 2023 were Chinese at 6,614 units, followed by Russians 1,260, Americans 631 units, Myanmar nationals 564 units, and Taiwanese at 532 units. Notably, Chinese buyers have consistently dominated the market from 2018 to 2023, acquiring a total of 37,987 units, valued at over 169 billion baht during this period. Now, the average size of a condominium unit purchased by foreigners in 2023 was 45.6 square meters, with an average price per unit of 5.1 million baht. British buyers in particular favoured larger units, with an average size of about 56.5 meters squared. Now, interestingly, Myanmar buyers recorded the highest average price per unit at 6.6 million baht, signalling a preference for larger and more luxurious properties. Now, the REIC director attributed the increased presence of Myanmar buyers since 2021 to political instability in Myanmar, prompting individuals to seek refuge here in Thailand. During the coup year of 2021, Myanmar buyers purchased 30 condominium units in Thailand, totaling 274 million baht, with an average price per unit of 9.1 million baht. These buyers tend to invest in larger units, averaging 50 square meters or more in size. Now, overall, the REIC report underscores the evolving dynamics of the Thai condominium market, driven significantly by foreign investment, particularly from Chinese and emerging Myanmar buyers seeking stability and real estate opportunities here in the kingdom. No real surprise with the Chinese buying up. It's always been the case that they have favoured condominiums. Also, with condominiums, it's quite easy for foreigners to buy. As we all know, a condominium building basically has to be 51% Thai-owned, 49% foreign-owned, and it's a safe investment for people, not compared to people who try to buy houses, land, villas, and all these other things where you have to set up businesses and it gets quite shady. Condominium purchases are very, very legal, and you're very much protected by the law. So it isn't a real surprise that foreigners do invest in that. Now, we're going to move along to another story here today. Chiang Mai Road collapses, disrupts access to Phuket Pier. So on Saturday, a road collapse occurred on Chiang Mai Road, outbound to Phuket Pier in Nonthaburi province, leading to the closure of the area in front of Wat Bo to traffic. Vehicles were unable to access the pier directly due to the incident. The collapse happened at around 11:25 a.m. when a man riding a motorcycle with his daughter stopped in front of the temple after her shoe slipped off. It was during this stop that the road collapsed, obviously not because of them, but this is the video that they have about it. Local residents quickly responded, rescuing the daughter and assisting her father by moving the motorcycle onto the sidewalk. Upon inspection, authorities discovered that the collapsed area in front of the temple measures approximately 4 meters deep and 15 meters wide, with water flowing into the hole suspected to be seepage from the river. Police indicated that construction related to an electrical project, including the installation of power lines over several days prior, may have contributed to the collapse. Authorities will conduct a thorough investigation to determine the exact cause of the collapse. A vendor in the area expressed concern about problematic spots before the incident and urged relevant authorities to expedite repairs due to a loss of income, preventing her from operating her store. I saw the video, can't show it here, but yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, the ground just literally collapsed and went and vanished. Thai construction at its best, I don't know, but your opinion on this, if you have seen it, would be greatly appreciated. We'll move on now to, we have a couple of stories coming out of Phuket. There's one or two that are just very bizarre, but we'll jump into it. Phuket Task Force initiate 400 cases against foreigners. So Phuket's newly established Special Task Force has initiated around 400 criminal cases against foreign nationals for various misconduct incidents revealed by the Phuket Governor. The task force, implemented a month ago in response to a series of incidents involving foreigners, notably, of course, the case of Swiss man who assaulted a Thai doctor on Yamu Beach in February, has taken firm action. According to the governor, he emphasised that close to 100 foreigners have had their visas revoked for the sake of public safety. Now, the deputy commander of the Phuket Provincial Police reported an incident involving an Austrian national identified as Gernot Leoben, 59. Leoben allegedly put a taxi driver, Wutiporn Chaimankal, in a headlock while en route from Phuket Airport to Shillong. According to the taxi driver, the altercation began after he instructed Leoben not to smoke inside the vehicle. This action led to the taxi colliding with another car on Tepkassadri Road, with the taxi driver seeking help from bystanders and the other driver, Tanasak Sompech. The Austrian passenger was subsequently arrested for assault. In another development, the US Ambassador Robert Godek met with Phuket's governor to discuss tourist safety measures. Their talks also focused on ensuring that foreign visitors adhere to Thai laws and respect the local customs. So quickly on this, and a quick discussion about this task force set up over a month ago. It's hard to know exactly what it's doing. It seems that its cases are not published and we know very little about it. If it's in Phuket, it'll be mainly focused on tourist behaviour, what they're doing here in the country, and then expats who are living here, working here. There's been quite a lot of Russians, as many people will know, have been arrested in the last few weeks for operating illegal businesses based on fake nominee shareholders. And this has been going on for years here in Thailand, not just here in Phuket, but Pattaya and other parts of the country. But the focus, of course, is here in Phuket because of the incident with the doctor and the Swiss man in February. I wonder, I was trying to think how long this will continue to go on for, but I mean, if you drive around Phuket, you start to see the influence, and I'm sorry to point to Russian people, the influence of Russians here in Phuket is very obvious. There's more and more Russian signs on businesses, there's more and more Russian people working in businesses, but fewer Thais in these businesses, so it does make you wonder. So let's just understand firstly quickly the law here in Thailand. For every foreigner employed in a business, you're meant to have 4 Thais. Unless you're married to a Thai, and then it's whittled down to 2 Thais per foreigner. And that does not include the wife, by the way, so it has to be 2 things. So for instance, if you go to a motorbike rental place that says it's legal and you see a foreigner working there, well, they're meant to have 4 Thai people working there. Where are they? I mean, who needs 4 Thais to run a motorbike rental shop on the side of the road? It just doesn't make any sense. So what basically has been going on, it's been found that there is a lot of foreigners just setting up businesses here and doing what they like without any regard for the law, the rules or the regulations that go with it. And that's led to the measures and the setting up of a task force to combat this. I think a couple of months ago, there was I believe the Prime Minister and even the Minister of the Interior, Anatan Sharpagu, came out and said there's no mafia-type operations going on in Phuket. But I think that's been proven incorrect, and their words are not completely true. I think what we are seeing is organised illegal activity, so that's crime in Phuket. A lot of these motorcycle rental places, by the way, have their relatives just flying in for a month or 2, working there, flying back out with the money. And this seems to be going on for quite a while. We've had a very big nominee shareholder scam business going on involving Russians again, where they were basically manufacturing businesses using fake Thai nominees. They actually had business premises that were all empty, but they were using the addresses to create this. And up to the tune of 182 million baht has so far been discovered, laundering money through these companies and all kinds of things. So as far as I'm concerned, that's organised crime. That's mafia type activity. And I think the Phuket police, the Phuket officials need to get firmly on top of this. We also then have had the usual very bad behaviour by a number of tourists here in Phuket. Not just Phuket, but Pattaya as well and other parts. But it's severely highlighted here in Phuket because it's making news all the time, and it seems to be every single day. Tourists who come to this country need to learn, behave yourself when you're here, or you're going to be heading back home. And that needs to be the case. I also would call for stricter immigration enforcement on arrival here in Phuket and other parts of Thailand. I believe that tourists coming here, if you're coming for a week or two, you should be able to show that you have enough money. You should be able to show that you have a job in your own country and that you're only actually on here or coming here for an actual holiday. But people turning up with 2-month, visas and, I'm coming on holiday to Thailand. Are immigration asking them those hard questions when they turn up? What do you do in your country? What do you do at home? Do you have a job? Do you have proof that you have a job? How much money do you have to sustain you for the next 2 months? Oh, is that all? 20,000. Oh, I have this. How much, what funds do you have access to sustain this 2-month living? Where would you be staying? What proof is that you have to show us that you're going to be leaving after these 2 months? These are the same things that, when I apply for my wife's visa to go abroad, we have to prove to the visa that she has a reason to go back to Thailand. And it's the same with many of us who apply for our loved ones to go abroad. And I don't see why it shouldn't be the case anymore. Now, as I said before, I believe the government is responsible for a lot of this because they've implemented these visa-free programs for countries that have proven now to when they get here are the ones committing all the crimes. They have to take responsibility for that as well. But I do think there needs to be a stricter visa process. I mean, if you go to America, like I've said before, or Australia or any, kind of Western country, when you turn up at the airport at immigration, you're asked legitimate questions and asked to prove that you're actually on a holiday, that you're coming here for one reason only, to holiday, and then you're going to go home. And that seems to be lacking with, I guess, immigration here in Thailand, especially, at those checkpoints when you come into the country. I think something needs to be done, something better can be done. And I think people, and particularly the police, which are part of the immigration, need to look at how they're screening people coming in here. But that's just my opinion, and I'd love to know your opinion as always down below in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel as always. So another interesting story. This actually is quite funny, but locals express disapproval of tourists engaging in public intimacy at the sea. That's right. In a video circulating online depicting foreigners engaging in, sexual activity on what appears to be a surfboard in the waters off Karon Beach has sparked strong criticism and backlash from locals. The footage shared on the Hot Jung Phuket Facebook page has garnished over 13,000 reactions and nearly 2,000 comments since its posting yesterday evening. Initially, many comments ridiculed the couple caught in the act, while others condemned their behaviour. Foreign men and women don't care about anyone. If you're not interested in public places, in the middle of the sea, Karon Beach, go for it. It's hot. You'll get the first scoop, remarked one commentator. Come visit Thailand and have money to do whatever you want, remarked another. Some individuals, however, expressed indifference or even support for the couple's actions, not causing anyone any trouble. Just pure happiness, one comment stated. One observer noted how the person filming had to repeatedly zoom in on the distant couple to capture the incident. As of now, authorities and local police have not issued any statements regarding this incident. I don't know where to comment on that. I think the fact that the person trying to film it, they're out so far that nobody probably is able to even see them. And it's quite difficult to see in the video. They shouldn't be doing it, let's be honest. Okay, Thailand isn't the place for that, but I don't know. It's just a funny story, I think, but I'd love to know your opinion down below in the comment section as always. So our PM Tavasin, he's approving a Samui Island cruise ship terminal project. Good news for Samui, I guess. Prime Minister Saretta Tavasin has given the green light to a significant cruise ship terminal project on Samui Island, aimed at accommodating up to 120 cruise ships annually and generating around 8 billion baht in revenue. During a visit to Samui Island, he inspected and proposed the proposed site for the terminal and discussed key issues facing the island, such as waste management, with local businesses, operators and officials. Samui Island is a popular destination for tourists but lacks a suitable terminal for cruise ships, causing many ships to bypass the island. The new terminal will be constructed in Lem Hin Com, with an estimated cost of 12 billion baht. PM Suwannarat emphasized that the terminal will attract more high-spending tourists, benefiting the local economy. And we're back to the old high-spending tourists. We're back to, what's the words they used? Just more tourist projects. Unfortunately, Thailand has learned nothing from the COVID pandemic. Absolutely zero. We all saw what happens when a country overly relies on tourism. And then you have something that happens when you don't have tourists anymore. And people have nothing to do. The country comes to a standstill because so much of your economy is built on this tourism that the country struggles to survive without it. And instead of, after COVID, the country looking at other ways that we can employ people in different kind of industries and whatnot, no. What we continue to do is we're doubling down on the tourism industry. That's the plan. Double down. Now, we haven't learned a single thing, but if another pandemic hit tomorrow, Thailand would be in bigger trouble than it was in the previous one. And I would have liked and hoped that Thailand would have and could have learned a lesson from it, but I guess not. And finally, Myanmar's Maiwadi township falls to rebel forces. Rebel forces report that Maiwadi township in Myanmar has fallen to rebel forces after 4 days of intense fighting. The Karon National Unity and the People's Defence Force captured 7 army camps and a government command centre despite airstrikes by Myanmar jet fighters failing to halt their advance. During the conflict, the rebels seized a significant arsenal of weapons, including howitzers, mortars, machine guns, rocket-propelled grenade launchers, assault rifles and ammunition left behind by retreating government troops. Hundreds of Myanmar soldiers from the 275th Battalion reportedly surrendered to the rebels, granting them full control of the township, a critical border town across from Thailand's Mae Sot district. Rebel leaders plan to convene discussions on administering the township and potentially replacing the Myanmar flag with that of the KNU, a group that has fought against the government for decades. In response to the developments, Thai security forces along the border are on high alert amid concerns about potential civilian displacement from Myanmar. Currently, the area has experienced a cessation of gunfire and explosive sounds, according to sources. The People's Defence Force serves as the armed branch of Myanmar's opposition National Unity Government, which formed in May 2021 in response to the military coup led by the Tatmadaw, Myanmar's armed forces. And as we conclude today's episode, I want to invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. This show isn't just about delivering news, it's about fostering a conversation. Your insights and perspectives matter. So keep the dialogue alive, like the video, subscribe to our channel and share it with others. Your support means the world to us. I'm Karon Beach and you've been tuning in to the Thai Expat Daily Show. Until next time, take care and stay engaged.